Hello and welcome to Women Locked Up Before and After. Got a breaking story right now. It's very interesting. It's not very far away from here, from where I live. Of course, I cover a lot of the Mississippi thing, MDOC or Central Mississippi Correctional Facility. But anyway, this is in Marshall County, Mississippi. As you can see, it shows on there a Marshall County Correctional Facility prison guard was hospitalized after being attacked by an inmate Wednesday around 8 p.m. The Marshall County Sheriff's Office confirmed the guard was airlifted to a hospital with head trauma.
Developing overnight, a prison in Mississippi remains on lockdown this morning after an attack on a prison guard.
It's happening right now at the Marshall County Correctional Facility in Holly Springs. WMC Action News 5's Kelly Roberts is live with what we know. Kelly?
Good morning. The Marshall County Sheriff's Office tells us that a prison guard was attacked by an inmate at the correctional facility there in Holly Springs. It happened around 8 o'clock last night, but dispatch told me this morning that that prison still remains on lockdown. We're told the prison guard was flown to a hospital with head trauma. The Sheriff's Office also told WMC Action News 5 that the inmate started a fire inside the prison as well. Following this, the prison was put on lockdown, and again, it remains that way this morning. This is a developing story. Right now, we just know the preliminary details that the Sheriff's Office is releasing, so we are working hard to find out more about the condition of the prison guard as well as the identity of the inmate police believe is responsible for all this, so we will bring you those details as they break, both on air and online. Reporting live this morning, Kelly Roberts, WMC Action News 5.
The next video that you will be watching, the next update, here it goes.
Since the WMC Action News 5 investigators started asking questions about security at a North Mississippi prison after a guard attack and a fire, our newsroom phones have been ringing off the hook.
Former employees say they want to set the record straight over a facility they call unsafe. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downing joins us with new details. Kendall.
Joe and Kanji, I've talked to 5 former employees at this point about their experiences at the Marshall County Correctional Facility. Many of them didn't want to speak on camera or wanted their identities hidden for safety's sake. Now, we first started asking questions of the Mississippi Department of Corrections and the prison's operator, Management and Training Corporation, when this video you see surfaced last week, matching the description of a guard attack and fire at the premises on April 3rd. We've tried finding out how many guards or correctional staff were on duty and how many are required to be on duty, to no avail. Government sources have indicated to WMC Action News 5 that low staff levels could be to blame for the incident. Today I spoke with a woman who used to work there. She says she worries about the safety of staff and the inmates.
Everybody's life was in jeopardy. Everybody's life. So I hope something is done behind all this.
Coming up tonight at 6, more about what she says conditions were like inside the prison during her time there and what the state and the company involved are saying today about our push for answers. Kendall Downing, now back to you.
Y'all stay tuned for that.
Tonight, a former employee at the Marshall County Correctional Facility says the prison is dangerously short-staffed.
Now even more former employees are speaking out since we uncovered video last week showing a chaotic scene as a guard was attacked and part of the prison lit on fire.
WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downing has been digging for answers. He's here now with what he's learned today. Kendall?
Joe and Kanji, in the past 2 days, I've spoken with 5 former employees at the prison, all telling me there are simply not enough correctional officers or supervisors to run the facility safely.
I have family that works inside of there, and I worry daily. Each time they enter the doors, hope they come back out the way they enter.
Sierra Rogers worked at the Marshall County Correctional Facility until she was terminated in August of 2017. She was part of the first crop of employees put to work when Management and Training Corporation, a for-profit Utah prison operator, started running the prison for the Mississippi Department of Corrections in 2012. Rogers told me she was paid roughly $11 an hour.
I've been there when there's been riots, and I've experienced it all.
Rogers says she wasn't surprised by video that surfaced last week from inside the prison, matching the description of an incident where a guard was beaten in the face and left on the floor, part of the prison in flames. The Clarion Ledger newspaper in Jackson obtained cell phone video from an inmate who described the fire to the paper as a, quote, horror film. Cell phones are banned behind bars.
Maybe 3, 4 people come in, sometimes 6 at the max.
For a prison of 1,000?
For a prison of 1,000.
In the past days, multiple former employees have reached out to WMC Action News 5, all saying a handful of staffers are responsible for patrolling the prison, which includes maximum security wings.
You had people call in because they so tired from working doubles.
We obtained a copy of the contract between the Mississippi Department of Corrections and Management and Training Corporation. The state redacted portions that stipulated employee staffing levels without detailing why. Rogers says she believes last week's incident is finally shining light on problems within the facility that have persisted for years. She told me she thinks the lives of staff members and inmates are at stake.
Everybody's life was in jeopardy. Everybody's life. So I hope something is done behind all of this.
Management and Training Corporation and the Mississippi Department of Corrections both tell me an investigation is ongoing into the April 3rd incident. Neither group has adequately responded to my multiple inquiries about staffing levels at the prison and whether they have been appropriately maintained or what level they were at on the night of the incident. In studio tonight, I'm Kendall Downing, WMC Action News 5.
This is the final update on this story, and here is the last video.
New reaction tonight to a violent incident inside the Marshall County Correctional Facility believed to have been captured on inmates' cell phones and posted to social media.
Within the past 90 minutes, the Mississippi Department of Corrections issued its first and only response to this video. Good evening. I'm Kanji Anthony.
And I'm Joe Birch. MDOC's reaction comes as new concerns are being raised about staffing at the facility. WMC Action News 5's Kendall Downing reports from Marshall County.
Tonight, multiple sources have indicated to WMC Action News 5 that there are staffing concerns at the Marshall County Correctional Facility. A woman I spoke with this afternoon who lives nearby and used to work here says she has seen the video of last week's attack and it has her worried.
And that video was just horrible because a life could have been taken.
This woman, who didn't want to be identified, lives a stone's throw away from the prison in Holly Springs. She worked there for 6 months before being let go a few years ago.
They was always short-handed. They had most people in there working like a dog.
This cell phone video surfaced last week, matching the details of an incident that ended Wednesday night with a guard hospitalized and part of the prison on fire. You can see the guard bloody and the flames raging. Bill Kincaid is chairman of the Mississippi House Corrections Committee and lives in Byhalia. He told me Monday all details of the incident are under investigation. The facility is run for the state by Management and Training Corporation, a for-profit prison operator in Utah. The contract between MTC and the state extends from 2012 until 2022. We got this copy from our sister station in Jackson, Mississippi. But the state redacted the portion of the contract that lays out staffing requirements and never explained why. A spokesperson for MTC responded to my Friday requests on Monday, asking for more time to look into my questions. The Mississippi Department of Corrections sent this brief statement late Monday afternoon, 3 days since I inquired, writing the April 3rd assault on the correctional officer is under investigation, but offering no details. The agency tweeted Friday night the commissioner supports legislation to jam cell phones in prison. In Holly Springs, Kendall Downing, WMC Action News 5.